This is Volunteer Radio. Under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav series of Spotlight program, now we bring you a special program on India Sports, iconic moments since independence.
India is celebrating 75 years of independence. In the past 7 decades, we have come across many path-breaking moments that have considerably transformed the face of the country. How can we forget the most iconic moments in the field of sports that we can cherish for the time to come? From independent India's first ever Olympic hockey gold in 1948 to Neeraj Chopra's historic gold in Tokyo in 2021. From Kapil Dev's world-conquering win at the Mecca of cricket in 1983 to Dhoni's winning helicopter shot at 2011 World Cup, the history of Indian sports has been awe-inspiring. For years, India has produced some legendary athletes who have scaled new heights, brought laurels for the country and made us proud. Today, we are going to relive those unforgettable moments of the rich sporting history of India.
It all began with independent India's first ever Olympic gold medal in field hockey 1948. Beating Great Britain, the colonial rulers in front of mainly English fans in the capital city was the icing on the cake. India had already won 3 hockey gold medals before independence, courtesy legends like Major Dhyan Chand, but on August 12, 1948, the Indian team landed its first gold medal under the Indian tricolour, as opposed to the Union flag unfurled in the previous editions. This medal helped discover its identity as an independent nation and provided solace to a country ravaged by bloody partition. London Games saw the birth of a legend, Balbir Singh Dosanjh. Another milestone in the initial years of independence was hosting the inaugural Asian Games in 1951. This first Asian Games was an Indian initiative which was intrinsically linked to the larger Indian self-image of being a major Asian power.
March 4th, 1951 was the historic day for the sport of India. Indeed, for the sport of Asia, even the world. The first Asian Games were opened. India, the big brother of Asia, had given the lead in this, the finest sporting venture of the Orient. That was also the golden period of Indian football, and the confidence of Sailen Manna-led team reflected in their game when they defeated Iran 1-0 in the final in the presence of Pandit Nehru to win the magnificent gold.
Today, Olympic medalists are treated as heroes and showered with love, recognition and prizes. But flash back to 1952, an unknown and unheralded wrestler from Goleshwar village in Maharashtra, Kashabai Jadhav, won the bronze medal in the 52-kilogram bantamweight class freestyle wrestling at the Helsinki Olympics and thus became the first individual from independent India to win an Olympic medal. Compared to the media attention that India's recent Olympic medalist received, it was just his fellow villagers who greeted him with a cavalcade of 151 bullock carts which went in a procession from Karad to his village. Jadhav remained the first and the only Indian to bag an individual Olympic medal for almost 44 years until Leander Paes added another one in 1996.
Rome Olympics in 1960 gave us a heartbreaking yet proud memory when the flying Sikh Milkha Singh lost out on the medal by just 0.01 seconds in a photo finish. Entering as a favourite to win the 400-metre race at the Rome Olympics, Milkha Singh made a strong story as millions of Indians hooked onto their radios and some glued to their prized TV sets watched the flying Sikh lashed with hopes of an Olympic medal. He won the Asian Games gold medal in 200-metre and 400-metre and became the first Indian to win a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in 1958.
The reigning Asian Games gold medalist breezed through the heats and became the first ever Indian athlete to reach the final of a track and field event at the Games. Just when it looked like Milkha would finish on the podium, he slowed down and allowed the likes of eventual champion Otis David, Akal Kaufman and Malcolm Spence to pass him. Indian hockey wrote a historic chapter. In 1975 in Kuala Lumpur, the Indian hockey team lifted its only World Cup, beating arch-rival Pakistan by 2-1 in a thrilling final. It was a memorable day for all Indians when most people heard an enlivened commentator, Jasdev Singh, saying, "Bharat Vishwa Hockey Champion hai." India is a champion of the world in hockey.
गेंद भारत के डी में बाईं तरफ जहां पे वो चौकन्ने हैं वहां पे शब्बाज भारतीय डी में और उन्होंने सेंटर की, लेकिन उससे पहले सुरजीत ने खूबसूरती से अजीत पाल ने गेंद अपने डी में से बाहर कर दी बाएं फ्लैंक में, और ये खेल खत्म। भारत 2-1 से जीत गया। भारत विश्व हॉकी चैंपियन है।
Nothing could match the sheer euphoria because India had gone on to beat their arch rivals Pakistan in the final after suffering the ignominy of a heartbreaking loss 2 years ago in 1973 against the Netherlands.
For the current generation, the most iconic moment in hockey was the Tokyo Olympic 2020, where after 41 long years, the Indian men's team finally found its way back to the Olympic podium after winning a bronze, and the women's team narrowly missed it.
Today we have Olympic medalist badminton stars, but India's first iconic moment at the world stage was in 1980, when 24-year-old Prakash Padukone created history and became the first Indian to win the All England Open at Wembley Stadium. How can we forget the watershed moment of Indian cricket, the 1983 World Cup win which triggered India's obsession with cricket. Indian team led by the flamboyant Kapil Dev stunned two-time World Cup winners West Indies at Lord's to change the game forever and inspired many, including the master blaster Sachin Tendulkar.
A lot of water has flown under the bridge since, and it has been decades since India became the nerve center and heartbeat of world cricket. But it will be hard to argue against the notion that all that wouldn't have been possible, or at the very least taken much longer to eventuate without the events at Lord's on June 25, 1983. How can we not talk about the legendary P.T. Usha, the Paoli Express, and the Queen of Athletics? She has been a role model and inspiration for lakhs of young girls across the country who have dreamed of taking up a career in sports, especially track and field events.
In the 1984 Olympics, she missed winning India's first medal in track and field in a photo finish as she stood fourth in the women's 400 meters hurdles and lost the bronze medal by 1/100th of a second. She has won 4 Asian gold medals and 7 silver medals. Recently hosted the 44th Chess Olympiad successfully, India has a legacy in the game the country has given to the world. Vishwanathan Anand became the first Asian to win the World Chess Championship in 2000. He went on to lift the world title 4 more times. He almost single-handedly turned India into one of the major powers in chess by inspiring thousands of children to take up the mind sport as a career.
Karnam Malleshwari wrote yet another golden chapter in Indian sports history by becoming the first Indian woman to win an Olympic medal. Malleshwari bagged a bronze in the 69 kg category of the weightlifting championship at Sydney Olympics in 2000. Anju Bobby George created history and became the first Indian medalist at the World Athletics Championships when she took the long jump 6.70 meter bronze in Paris in 2003. National snooker star Pankaj Advani created a sensation when he won the IBSF World Billiards Championship in 2005 at Cora, Malta, and became the first player to achieve a grand double by winning both time and point formats.
We also saw badminton star Saina Nehwal and tennis star Sania Mirza achieving the #1 ranking in badminton singles and tennis doubles respectively. 11th of August 2008 will be a red-letter day in India's sporting history. A day when 1 billion Indians had tears of happiness in their eyes. The day when the Indian tricolour was raised and the national anthem was played at the Beijing Olympics. The day when Abhinav Bindra had won us our first individual gold medal at the Olympics. A moment of celebration, elation and pride for the entire country.
The shooter had shot a 10.8 on his last shot, and this sealed the gold medal for the Indian. Before this shot, he was tied with Finland's Henri Häkkinen, and if he had shot anything less than 10.8, he would not have won the gold medal. When Mahendra Singh Dhoni's six sealed the match against Sri Lanka, a nation erupted in joy. April 2nd, 2011 saw India lift the Cricket World Cup after 28 years. That win, even today, produces countless memories that run through the mind.
Whether it was Sachin Tendulkar's hundreds against England and South Africa, Yuvraj Singh's mercurial knock against Australia at Ahmedabad, and India beating Pakistan at Mohali in that all-important semi-final, or Virat Kohli carrying Sachin Tendulkar on his shoulders in a victory lap at the Wankhede Stadium. The god of Indian cricket, Sachin Tendulkar, proved his amazing batting capabilities yet again as he became the first batsman to make 100 international centuries in 2012. And finally, the magical moment, a moment we have been waiting for the last 121 years. Olympic gold in athletics, the dream come true moment.
The 23-year Neeraj Chopra clinched the country's maiden Olympic medal in athletics at Tokyo in 2021. With a best throw of 87.58 meters, the star javelin thrower captured the imagination of the nation, becoming the second Indian to win an individual yellow medal in the game after Abhinav Bindra. Neeraj Chopra achieved what the legendary Milkha Singh and P.T. Usha missed by the barest of margins at the Olympic Games. No Indian had won a medal in athletics since the country started taking part in the Games in 1920 in Antwerp, Belgium. With 7 medals including 1 gold, 2 silvers and 4 bronze medals, Tokyo Olympic was India's best in terms of the medal tally. Tokyo Olympic bronze medalist badminton star P.V. Sindhu became the second Indian to win 2 Olympic individual medals after wrestler Sushil Kumar.
Neeraj Chopra scripted yet another history in Eugene, becoming the only second Indian and the first male track and field athlete to win a medal in the World Championship by clinching a silver in the javelin throw final. And finally, the success in recently concluded Birmingham Commonwealth Games could be described as a blueprint for the bright future. India has finished 4th in the medals tally with 61 medals, 22 golds, 16 silvers and 23 bronzes, and that too without the biggest medal puller, shooting.
The diversity of medals is unprecedented. Avinash Sable's silver in 3000 meters steeplechase was the first ever by an Indian, and so was Tejaswin Shankar's bronze in the high jump. Aldous Paul and Abdullah Abubakar's 1-2 finish in the men's triple jump is something we have never seen before. Before Murli Sri Shankar's medal in long jump, India had 1 medal in this discipline way back in 1978. Annu Rani became the first Indian female to win a medal in javelin throw at the Commonwealth Games. Lawn bowls teams created history by winning first ever medals in this unknown game.
In our sports journey, All India Radio has also played a stellar role in popularizing the sport in India with its special programs, live commentary and news. No one can forget the voice of Jasdev Singh, the sports commentator.
हरचरण गेंद को लें, गेंद को संभालिए वहां पे अब्बास ने गेंद पास दे दी अपने राइट बैक के स्थान पर, वहां पे मंजूर ने गेंद बढ़ा दी है। साथ ही खिलाड़ी सेंटर हाफ को गेंद भारत के हाफ में आई मिडफील्ड में, जहां वरिंदर ने सुंदर क्रॉस पास लगाया और इसके साथ ही गेंद मंजूर जूनियर को मिली, लेकिन उससे पहले कैरिड हो चुका था। पाकिस्तानी खिलाड़ी थे वहां पे। फ्री हिट असलम को एक क्षण इस समय कीमती है जहां तक भारत का सवाल है, और गेंद भारत के डी में शिवाजी बाबर दौड़े डी से पहले, लेकिन उससे पहले ही मुनव्वर ने गेंद क्लियर कर दी।
All India Radio continues its efforts to give a boost to sports sector by organizing a special quiz programs like the Olympics quiz and the Commonwealth quiz.
मेरा नाम आशा शर्मा है, मैं झुंझुनू राजस्थान की रहने वाली हूँ। आकाशवाणी के इस स्पोर्ट्स स्कैन कॉमनवेल्थ क्विज की विजेता बनने पर मुझे अत्यधिक प्रसन्नता हो रही है। ये मेरे लिए अत्यंत गौरव का क्षण है कि आकाशवाणी के माध्यम से मैं अपनी भावनाएं व्यक्त कर पा रही हूँ।
There have been many rags to riches stories, and the growing success graph in sports clearly shows that India is moving in the right direction with initiatives like Target Olympic Podium Scheme, Khelo India Games and Fit India Movement. Future looks bright.
You are listening to a special program on India Sports, Iconic Moments Since Independence. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.